Haha, checkmate.
Okay, so in this video I'm going to run through some games that I played at the library online on chess.com. You can check out the link in the description below. Um, of course, here you can see that I'm setting up my stranglehold and I get interrupted. Of course, I got to defend it, and I don't want you to break through my position because you're going to try, but you're going to fail because I'm just going to overprotect it. And what are you going to do? We finally finished up my stranglehold and I'm ready to go. Okay, so what am I going to do? You haven't quite castled yet, so taking that into account, I gotta advance a few more pieces before you castle king side or queen side, and you're still not ready. So there you go. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Bring it on, bring it on. What are you thinking? You gotta move your other bishop, your other knight, can't go nowhere. That's what the stranglehold does. You can't advance all your stuff the way you want it to. You can find the castle. Alright, let's get my bishop going. Let's get my knight over here. Let's get my pawns. I'm going to creep on the king side. I'm going to creep on the queen side. Anywhere you go, you're going to try and overpower me. Guess what? You fail. I have 1, 2, 3 against your 1, 3, and 3 on this square. You're going to sacrifice stuff? What are you doing? You're going to castle? You're going to castle queen side? No? You're going to run away, huh? Alright, well, that gives me some space. I don't know if you're going to push your pawns. I don't really want to attack with my knight yet. But now, okay, so now I can move my knight to my knight again. That, yeah, you're going to attack my queen. It can't go anywhere. Alright, fine. Go ahead, do that. I'll just have to kill it. You advance your pawn, and I move my knights where I want anyway. I don't know if you really want to do that. Alright. You're going to sack your knight. You're going to move your queen. You're going to castle. This is what the stranglehold does. It defends until we can decide to go and attack. Okay, so now you change up the position. So, well, I still need to get my knight there. So I'm going to keep my knight over here. Alright, let's go. Are you going to still sack anything? Are you going to castle? What are you doing? I got my knight ready to go. You can't stop. Oh, look at that. You took my pawn. I'm not taking it. I don't. Yeah, I'll just get over here because your knight can stay there, but it doesn't do anything unless I move my queen. You gotta get checks, but I'm not taking it. It's overpowered, overprotected. Can't shift over to see. Oh yeah, you go back to B4. Yeah, well, time to attack your queen. Come on, come on, come on. What are you doing? You gonna move it or lose it? Move it. Oh, yeah, okay, you take me. And guess what? I got 4 in a row. 4 in a row. Pawn, 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 pawn. Look at that. I love pawns. So, now what? Your black bishop is gone. It's now going to advance my knight. Still haven't castled. Oh, you put your bishop there. What is it going to do? Take my bishop? And if I move my knight to c5, I protect my bishop, I attack your bishop. Yeah, okay, so the exchange, and then my knight will be down there. You attack my queen when you advance your knight, I didn't move it, and what do you got? Let's go. I take yours, you attack my queen, I move up, and what do you get? What did you get with that exchange? You get a knight down there, but it's not doing that much against my king. Your king still hasn't castled. Oh, there you go. Speaking of. Okay, so now you're castled. You don't have the black bishop anymore, so I can advance my knight like you did. Shift my queen down. Shift my queen over. I can move my rook up in the A file. This G file is open over there, which is kind of dangerous. I got my bishop over there. Yeah, there's the G pawn. I could en passant, but I'm not going to. If he pushes h4, my queen can take the g4 now, so you can't do that to try and push g5. I can't move my king up. I can move it over. Let's see here. What am I gonna do? I think I need to move my up. Ooh, well. Yeah, he doesn't have any defense on the e4. I got the one knight. He's got the queen. If I move my rook up into the a4, protected by the knight, I might be able to attack that pawn. Can't push g5. Put my queen down. Put my king. Let's go ahead and do the rook there, because now I can make a threat on the queen. Put my queen down to c8, and then over to a8. Get up, and then put my queen to d7, and then get the other rook involved. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna try and push on the king side? Is he gonna no? He's gonna move his knight. That overprotects the e4, and now we can push f3 to also protect it. That now also protects c4. It doesn't quite matter to me. I don't want to put queen the bishop to f to h4. No, that's not good. Yeah, let's move my queen. That way I can move it over to the corner to protect my rook. Make the gun on the a file. Get toward the king. I got the knight. Everything's protected. He can't really advance. He can't do the b3 to attack my rook. Yeah, there's the protection on e4. Alright, I think I might just move my queen to the corner now. Yeah, probably the best move. Let's go. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna attack me? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna try and push? I don't know. What are you thinking? Wish I had stockfish while I'm playing these games. Give me a chance to see who's winning or whatnot. But okay, so now the queen's there. Move the knight to get check, automatic, so I just get out of the way. I wanted to go up, but I can't do that because the queen, so I gotta go over. The G file isn't open yet, so I can still go to G7, link up with my rook. Everything's still protected over there. I don't know, what is your best move, white? Come on. You're near a 1500, what are you thinking? Where are you gonna go and attack? You're gonna be a knight to there to attack my knight. So if I take with my b pawn, it opens up. Or if I take with my d pawn, you can push. And I can keep my position, sort of. Alright, well, I have to leave it there. My queen's protecting the rook, so when the knight dies, the rook is still protected. If he pushes forward with the pawn, it takes my diagonal. Well, let me just move my king out of the way so I can move my rook over afterwards. I could take with my b pawn, but I'm not doing that because it's got the knight there. So I'll take this way, keep my position basic, keep that strength. If he pushes with his pawn in the d5 or d6, then what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Where is it? Where is it? What am I thinking? What am I thinking? So if he can take that, he pushes. You know what? Let's just go ahead and cause the check. If he takes me, I get the check. He gets off the file. My queen's advanced into a3. It's going to swing over to kill and take f3. I could cause more check along the way. If he doesn't take me, I can push to a1 and cause check, force him off the angle. Alright, so he takes me, and I get check. Alright, so how are you going to block? You got your queen, or you can move off the rank. Then I can go over to, oh, look at that, e3 and cause more check. I would actually checkmate. Look at that. You moved your king. Ooh. So now you got to block or move back. What are you going to do? You got to block, right? You're really going to move? Oh, yeah, you are going to move. Alright, okay, so alright, there's this advanced pawn against me. If I take it, you advance your rook, which unprotects your other rook. Okay, how does that help me here? Because I can get my other rook to the A corner. Yeah, that brings that down. So now I can attack your other rook by taking this pawn. That weakens this pawn there, your E4. You're gonna go and do something. You're gonna move your. You're gonna line your rooks. You're gonna let me take your rook. You don't have check. And try and get a check going. What are you gonna do? I got my bishop and pawn. Oh, I guess I don't have a bishop. And if I take you, the knight protects the queen coming down, but you didn't do anything about your rook, so I get check. Are you gonna block? Or are you gonna go out to file? You're not gonna block. Right? You're not gonna block. So you're gonna go out to file, go check in the corner, and you're there. Okay, so check here. You can't go to the H file. The A file, then you're blocked. Okay, so now if I take your rook, the knight protects the pawn, but you can't go take it with your queen because you just blocked that diagonal, so I can just take this now. Okay, there we go. Oh, and you only have less than a minute now, and I'm at 4 minutes still with thinking time. The Stranglehold does create this experience where it makes you think. It's not a regular opening game where there's instant trade and bishops painting knights and whatnot, and it makes people think, and they think too long. Of course, I have been known to overthink it myself and use too much time, and I've lost games because of that, so I'm not one to talk. But chess is a very difficult game, and what are you going to do now in this position? It's rook and queen versus a rook and queen versus a queen and knight. You can go and get checked there, and the knight protects there. So how am I going to stop all that? You can get checked there. Well, if I take this pawn, it weakens that position. Yeah, you get the check. I can come here, kill that pawn, but there's still that H pawn that can now. I don't know. Let's figure this out. I can go here for check, and then I can go here for check. And you're out of time. And so as you can see, that is how the Stranglehold works. Strangle you to checkmate. And here we go with another game where I'm white, and I start with e3. My opponent is around. He's a 1465. How is he going to handle my Stranglehold? Well, starts with a knight. I got my 2 pawns. So it's bishop and knight, so I do the h3. And now my a3, and there's my stranglehold. Okay. Bring out your bishop. I can't do my b pawn first. Could do my knight, do the other p-channel bishop. Let me just do my knight. Knight d2. What are you gonna do? You're gonna castle. Now you got your queen first. Alright, so let's do my other bishop. Get that ready to go. Get your other knight. Still need to move a pawn before the bishop. So let me get my knight out there, so you can't do the bishop to the center. And then you find a castle. Okay, so I now get the other bishop, and I'm ready to go. Alright, so how is this stranglehold going to go get that castled king? Well, I need to pull my knight back, so I'm going to advance it to g4, or it protects g4. But it opened up the bishop diagonal, opened up my queen file diagonal. You finally push. Well, that allows this. Push my g4. I can push my g5 and attack your knight. Make it go away. Okay. Now you're going to do your c pawn over there, right? So I'll attack your knight. Where are you going to go? You can't go to the G or H file. You can't go to the E file. You're blocked in the D on both spots, so you could have to fully retreat. And now I advance my knight, my little pawn here. So now you push your C pawn, trying to open up everything, trying to fork my bishop and knight. I don't want to take you. I don't want to push. I think I just bring back my bishop, because then when you push, you're into c3. I gotta move my knight. You can push your d pawn and then push your c pawn to get protected. Yeah, I think I just move my bishop. Because you can take either side. I can replace with my c pawn, so none of that works, so it's really effective. I still have 2 protection on my a pawn. You take that way, so I'll take back. Of course, you can bring out the knight and attack it, right? My knight will still protect my b pawn, but I gotta move my queen to keep my d pawn protected. Yeah. Yeah, I just move my queen. Still coming for you, though. Yeah, there is that. Yeah. But you just unprotected your d pawn. So if I go take it, your bishop takes it, makes me move. I'll link up with my bishop. If the knight comes down for check, I can move. And then I can end up using my bishop to block your bishop. We don't do any of that. And now I'm protecting my b pawn. I'm pinning your f pawn. Yeah, okay, there's check. Right. I can't go to d, because then you can move the knight, cause check at b3, b2, and the bishop takes my queen. But if I move to f1, the knight moves and my queen's under attack, but the king is not, and your bishop is not protected over there. So if you move your knight, yeah, my queen's under attack, but unless you go protect your bishop, and then I can able to block. I don't know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna, I might lose my queen here. I don't know if he's gonna do it right. I don't know if he can. Alright, so you go there to attack my queen and attack my queen. It's not check, and this is not protected, so I go kill it, and you can go take my bishop. Alright, fair and square, fair and square. But now what? How are you gonna get to me? What am I gonna do? I move my knight. I can get this knight advanced and my knight to g4. Double knights on your f6 for check. Get my rook to g1, and so when there's take, there's even more discovered check. And I'm attacking your bishop. My bishop's protecting d3, e3. Alright, so what are you going to do? You can attack my queen by moving your knight. Knight on the back rank to what, c7. Move my queen all the way back to e2. Then I can shift up. Now you're going to do the bishop, huh? That made room for the knight to go there to attack my knight. And now I can put my other knight to g4, have double on f6, but you have double knights on f6. Still, what do you have on me? How's my king in danger? You're gonna thrust one of your pawns. Oh, forking both of them. Okay, alright. Do I en passant? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways to take back. Do I take something? Do I move my knight to h6 and cause check? Or is it all still on f6? Ah, okay, your f pawn just moves, so queen to c4 pins the knight or get a checks after it moves, so it's en passant. I'm not going to be able to keep anything afterwards, so let's go ahead and just do that. One of them, a knight's going to take it, and then so my e knight should take it, and then once he takes back with the other knight, I can move my queen to c4, get a check, right? Is that what's going to happen? He's not going to use his rook still because I have the knight. So there's the knight moving, and there's check. Now you can't block with your knight. You can block with your queen or your rook, but only on c7 or f7. You just move the king anyway. Alright, so I just take the knight. And get my bishop. You're now in the corner, so my bishop to b2. My knight is protected by the queen. I take that, the other queen or the rook comes down to f6. He's got this bishop there. So if I attack it, the knight's attacked, the bishop's attacked, king's in the corner. Get my queen over here now. Your bishop is still under attack. It can't go anywhere without being taken, except retreating. And then it can't do much afterwards because I'll probably push my e4, stuffing it. Right? Is that what's going to happen? Alright, let's find out. What are you going to do? Move my rook to g1. Nope, you are going to move it back. Okay, so now I can push up my e4, stuffing your bishop. I can get my bishop now to g5, attacking your queen. Make it move, thrust up h6. Oh, you attack my bishop. Well, I'll move my bishop and attack your queen. How do you like that? You do have one attack on f2, and now you have two attack on f2. So let me protect f2. Come on, that's what I gotta do. I gotta do rook to h2. That's what I gotta do. You're gonna bring your rook down to c2 to make another attack? Is that what you're gonna try? Can't do it with your bishop. Alright, well now I'll move my bishop back to e3. And I have more protection than you have attack. I have enough defense against your attack, actually. I got the bishop, the rook, and my king against your rook, queen, and rook. And that's all you can do. Okay, so what happens from here on out? So now you can take that and it's pinned, but if I just move my king, now my rook can go to f1 to create more defense on f2. You're going to take my bishop now? You're going to pull it back? Did everything fail? You have 4 pieces to my 4 pieces. It's 5 pawn to 5 pawns, so we're pretty even in this game. But you just weakened your king some more. Okay. Bishop can go to h6. The pawn can move up, but you want to get your pawn out of the way because my king and queen are in the same file. So just shift your rook over to g8. Get that pawn out of the way and pin my queen. That's not going to happen. So what am I doing against it? Well, let's see here. I want to keep my queen there. I want to move my pawn. You want to move your pawn. And maybe I should move back and then get my... No, yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to venture h-pawn? Yeah, if I go back, now I can go to h6 and get check on you. That forces you to block with your queen. That might be bad for you. But now should I move over to rook to g2? Get more alignment into that file. So if I move my queen back up to g5, or now I can shift it to h3 and get that diagonal. Okay, so there's your rook. You're not going to move your pawn anywhere, so I stuff it. And now I can go get the check at h6. You're going to block, right? That was going to happen. Oh, you're going to do that now, so I can't get the check, but then that just gave me the check at f6, which snags the bishop. Sorry about that, you just blundered some of your position. So now you pull your rook back. Alright, it's time to finish you. Let's get my bishop back up here, because I can put it to f6 and pin your queen. Then now I can't. Alright, so let's move my a rook. Oh look, if I move to c1 and then to c7, where's your queen going to go afterwards? If you block with your rook, then it can't take my bishop. Okay, so you just move your queen there. You can't come take f2. There's no check. Alright, so rook to c7, attack your queen. You're going to move it out of my way. I still can't take your g6. I can take e5 and cause check. That'll force you to block because you can't move your king nowhere, and then I just take it. Because you can't block with the queen, so I'll just take that, or your rooks might be... Yep, okay, so check. You got 1, 2, or 3 options. Oh, you do that one? Isn't that just checkmate? Isn't that just checkmate? Isn't that just checkmate? Well, that's the way the StrangleHold goes. On to the next game. Alright, this third game, this player is just under 1500, and let's see what he does against the StrangleHold. Get my center pawns, get my outer pawns, and then go from there. Every attack is different because every defense against it is different. There's my StrangleHold. Let's go. Alright, so bishop comes out. I want you to castle, so we have a couple moves. So I get my bishop ready. They're gonna castle. If not, I get my knight out. There's a pawn ready for defense. I can still use my bishop because I'm overpowered. I'll get overpowered on g5. So let's go. What are you gonna do? You're gonna castle? No, you're gonna move your queen. Alright, you're gonna castle king side or queen side. Let's go. I got my bishop ready, got my knight ready, got my other bishop ready. Ready to push some pawns. I'm gonna push b5. If you want to sack something to take that, or I might push g5. Oh, okay. Center pawn first. Center pawn first. Let's go. Alright, so that's what we do. We block the center, and then we use the sides to attack the king. So where are you going to move your king? You going to stay there? You're going to castle? You're going to thrust some b pawns or an a pawn out there? What are you going to do? This is very common against our stranglehold. What people end up presenting and getting in position, and then they castle to this side or that side, and when they do, we start attacking with these pawns, and it marches straight down, and they have no defense. Or what defense they can doesn't provide too much. You can still retreat, but that just allows me to advance anyway. I'm overpowered. What can you do? I've seen people thrust up f3 now to get a whole bunch of extra protection on g4. I've seen putting the queen there. Well, that doesn't do very much. I can just push up and you end up taking it afterwards, and you got both bishop angles against my king side. c5 with my knight and bishop on that square. Then your bishop isn't there to attack that. Let's see if I do my b5. No, that's a knight to f8, so it protects the pawn. The bishop is attacking the queen if I can just move my d pawn. But my bishop isn't protected, so let's, if I do c5, you take, my bishop takes, your bishop takes, my knight takes back, my knight would be protecting my bishop at b7, and I can just push up my e pawn and attack your queen, make it move. How are you going to follow through with all this plan? So if I push it up, you take back with my bishop, attack your bishop, you take back, I take back with my knight will be protecting my bishop. I can now push my d pawn, protected by my queen, which allows my bishop to attack. Oh, you don't take? Okay, fine. Just push, and now what are you going to do with your bishop? So you could just, oh wait, you can now just take that pawn I just pushed. I take back with your queen under attack, but my bishop would be hanging. You can take it. Oh, well, I didn't follow that move through first. So that's a little bit of a blunder, but are you going to sack a bishop to take a bishop? Is that what happens? No, you move it. Instead of having it die there, you could go take my e6. If I take your bishop, you advance your queen. Knight to f8 protects my e6. Let's see here. I don't really want to take you, because then you can push your e pawn. If I move my knight first and then take you, then I can put my knight into the empty square of e6. So if you stay there and take me, I can just take back with the pawn or the knight. But now I can take your bishop. Okay, so you're just going to leave it there? Alright, so if I take you, The queen takes back, and I move my knight here. Alright, so get my knight to h6 to get you to attack your queen. Yep, knight to h6, attack your queen. When are you gonna go? You're gonna go on your g5. That's not good for you. You're gonna have to go all the way back to c2 or b1 if you want to keep your queen. You are under attack. Okay, so if I take your f pawn, you got the 1, 2, 3 response. Have my knight that can do it. Bishop's over here. If I let you take my g pawn, but now if I move that, if I move my knight, then okay, I can get to h3. Move my rook to g8. Alright, so now you're attacking me. Are you actually going to take me, or are you going to push down to attack my bishop? So let's stop check over there. Are you going to take me, and then I get my bishop there to get that angle ready to go? Or are you going to push forward and attack my bishop? So it goes here to f8. My g5 is still protected by the knight you didn't take. Now I can move my knight, and move my rook to g8, and move my knight. Get my g-pawn pushed. Alright, let's go. So you move your queen, so you double attack that. So now I should move my rook to g8. That gives me the 2 protection. I can't push it because then that. Oh yeah. Well, the queen moved out of the diagonal, so my knight could move back to over to f5 perhaps. The rook could take it, but not if I move my knight first. So now that knight's there to attack stuff, but it unprotects f4. So let me go there. That frees up my bishop. If you take it, my pawn moves, attacks your knight, then I have my open file toward your king. Look at that, thank you very much. You can take it with your queen, or you can take it with your rook. What are you going to do? You going to move your knight? You going to take my h-pawn? You can take it with the rook. Alright. So now I don't really want to lose my h-pawn, so rook to g5 protects it. You move the rook. You end up with another attack on it. I don't have any protection while I'm there. Wait, you don't have any protection on this knight. Look at that, look at that. Thank you. Now rook to d3. Oh, okay, so if I let you take that, so rook to d3, your queen's under attack, you respond. And then maybe I move my knight. Or do we move my bishop afterwards? Let's see here. So rook to d3, your queen moves to where? e2 or f2? It's queen to e2 or f2, or what are you doing? Can't take my knight because my bishop. Where are you gonna go? Go to the e2, which double attacks my h5. Now aligned with my king. You can push forward with your e pawn, try and take my f, but then your f6 is unprotected, so you can't. I have to take it with my queen. Here's all those pawns in a row for you, that big diagonal. But I have this one little piece that can go right through it all. Bishop to f4, and then I can pull it back to g6, attacking whatever you take. Is that like a good idea? You can push it up into the d4, the e4, getting an attack on your g2. Get toward mate. We're gonna attack your rook down here. I got my diagonals with these two bishops here to that side. Move my queen up into d7. Get to the diagonal. Let's go. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take it. You're gonna move your knight. You're gonna move your queen. You're gonna move your other rook. Can't push your e pawn. Once I go here, you can't take me. You can't take my bishop. I can now threaten h4 to get some attack on your g2. Move my what? You took my bishop? You couldn't do that. Well, you want to move your pawn down and move your other pawn down for check, but I can just crawl away. Come on, watch. You cause check. I take it. And now you push your e pawn and get check. My queen can't do anything about that, so I'll just move my king. I can't let you cause check again, so I have to go to g8. And if you push your pawn, I can just take it with my bishop, line with my queen and my roof. Alright, so you're gonna do what now? You're gonna do your queen to g4. You're gonna try and push your pawn. Oh, knight to attack me, huh? Okay, if I go to g5, I'm gonna put my rook to d2 and attack your queen. But your knight's in my way of getting a mate at that situation. How do I make your knight move after that? Still can't just push your e7, I just take it. You don't have check, that's supported anyway. What are you gonna try? What are you gonna try? What, queen to e5? Trying to get through into the diagonal somewhere? Yeah, you gonna try that? It gets a double attack on my knight. Now my knight can't move because it's pinned against your queen, or my queen. What? Queen, you can't keep it there. You can push your e7, but I'll just take your queen. You can take d5. That does suck. Yeah. Sometimes I do move hasty, but I can move my rook to d8, protected by the queen to attack his queen afterwards. Is that a good idea? Probably going to take that pawn, right? Yeah, he's going to take the pawn. So now I'm going to go attack his queen, right? He pushes the pawn to attack it. So rook to d8, protected by mine. If he moves his e pawn, his queen causes check. But my rook at d8 could go take it. Then his pawn could go forward and promote. So there's check. I take his queen. He promotes his pawn into another queen, and then I get off. I'm not blocking. I gotta get off the rank. All right. But now what? You have 1, 2, 3 pieces. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And you got 6 pawns. I got 4. You are down material. My king has been under more attack than yours, but alright, so how do I finish you? Some more attack on that. You were attacking my rook. Look at that, look at that. Do I pull it down because you have your knight? Knight could go to f6, cause check, and I can't take you because you're protected by the queen. But if I move my rook to d6, I get more protection there. Because now it's protected by my knight. Yep, yep, okay, let's go. Alright. What are you gonna do now? Got a couple of pawn moves. What is safe to do? Oh, look at that! You're almost out of time. I got 1 minute 49. You're less than a minute now. Yeah, so that comes out to attack my rook. But that was protecting against check. You move there. This can go get check. Can't take me. You have to move up to h2, and then I take your rook and cause check. You take back with your queen. I take that, cause check. You take back. I take your pawn, cause check. I have queen and 2 rooks. You have a queen. And look what my rooks can do to you. And I do believe that will be game. Take. Rook takes. And that is checkmate. So that's the way the Stranglehold goes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.